right, this is Winnie and her final week 3 recap. Good girl, baby. Just a quick warm up of charging the clicker, really setting the tone for the training. Okay. Winnie! Getting right into the flying cookie game. So tossing the cookie, okay, in one direction. Over here, babes, go get it. Winnie! Boop, boop. I tossed it too far. It went beyond the gate. Winnie! Hey, we'll get over it. We have other food. Yes, good girl. Yeah, good job. All right, okay. Winnie! Good. So what happened there is a good example. I tossed the food beyond the gate so she couldn't reach it anymore. I called her name and she didn't respond because she really wanted that food. Now, instead of saying her name again, I made other noises. She still wasn't responding. So I went up to her with food, got her attached to my new food, and redirected her back towards me. I still clicked though, and I still am gonna feed her for that re-engagement. Good girl. Okay. Winnie, touch. Good. So continuing to practice our hand targets this week, really getting that distance. Okay. Winnie, touch. Make sure you're still practicing with both of your hands. We don't want her to start favoring one hand over the other. Okay. That didn't go far at all. There you go. Winnie, touch. Good girl. Was it weird me being down on your level? All right, good girl. Okay. Winnie, sit. Good. So with her sit this week, we are getting it with that verbal cue, coming in with those follow-up cookies to build her duration in this position. Good girl. And then the final cookie can be to release her. Okay. Winnie, sit. Good job. Your tail never stops moving. No, it doesn't. Okay. All right, the next one we might have to troubleshoot a little bit, but we'll see how she does. Down. You're so excited. Okay, good girl. So the way that we're going to troubleshoot any behavior, I want you to start with that verbal cue. So I asked her for that verbal down, and then I gave her a few seconds to think about it. So think about, what did she just ask me to do? After a few seconds have gone by, if my puppy does not get into position, I'm not going to say it again, but I am going to use my hand signal. And again, give your puppy time to think. Give her a few seconds to process, okay, really, what are they asking me to do? If my puppy still doesn't get into position with that hand signal, then I might either pull the food back out and lure her into the down. Good girl. And then after a few reps of that, we can try again. Stay down there. I love how happy her tail is. Okay. We could try again. Down. You got it, babe. You got it. Good girl. So even though she popped out, I still clicked that. So I'm going to get my food and then just make sure I feed her in position. Good job. Okay. Down. You're silly. That is a form of a down, also a roll over. Okay. Good job, babes. So that will be something that we have to troubleshoot and work through as she comes home, just really working on getting her to understand what that verbal cue means. So potentially I would go back to luring it with down, yes, good girl. And then after we warm her up with a few reps that way, then we can go back into trying with just that verbal cue. What a good girl. Yes, you are. Okay. All right, so with our mat this week, we are working on her being in a down on her mat. And then we also want to start getting some steps away. I don't want to throw it on you. Go to your mat. What a good girl. So clicking and feeding the initial down, I can come in with a follow-up cookie. And then I want to take a step back. Good. As long as she doesn't get up to follow me, I will click and come back and feed her. Okay. Winnie, go to your mat. Waiting her out. What are you supposed to do right now? That's a good girl. Yeah, you're supposed to be in your down. Maybe I'll try to step this way. Good. Very good girl. Okay. Winnie, go to your mat. Good job. And now she's right on the edge of the mat, so when she throws herself into that down, I am going to click. But when I feed her, I'm going to try to move her a little bit further onto the mat. That was hard, huh? I took like a little extra half step. Yeah, good girl. Really good job, babe. Okay. Good girl. All right. So the next thing that I want to work on with her is going to be her crate. All right. Kennel. 4 paws in. I'm going to click her and feed her for that. Her tail's not in the door in case, and then as soon as it shuts, good girl. I'm going to click and feed her for that. And then I'm going to disengage and just walk away. Good. So as long as she stays calm, so she's not whining, she's not pawing at the bars, potentially chewing at the bars. So I'm glancing. Once that paw comes down, then I will click and come back and feed her. Ready to release her. I'm going to have some food ready. Feed her 1 for staying in. Okay. And then a release cookie. Kennel. Good girl. You're such a smart, brave puppy. Yes, you are. And now right now I'm really only walking in one direction, but I would make sure that you practice walking in every direction you can, whatever room her crate is in. So you can disengage, pretend that you're cooking something, so she's in her crate while you're prepping. After a few seconds, click, come back and feed her. If you're having her in her crate while you're prepping her dinner, so making some noises and she's staying nice and relaxed. Good girl. Good job, baby. Here's another one. Good job. And then again, our final 2. So 1 for staying. And that final cookie to release her. What a good girl, Winnie. Watch out, I don't want to smush you. Okay. Hi, yeah, you're doing great. All right. So with her harness and her leash this week, we are going to be holding the leash. So we'll walk as if we're going on a walk. Ideally, she is going to be on her harness, on her leash, as you guys take her from place to place, so she can learn to build that confidence of walking. Good girl. Oh my gosh, this harness is getting a little tight for you. Good job. Good job, baby. Yeah. Okay. Winnie, good girl. There you go. So once she's on her gear, I'm going to attach her to food in one hand and then pick up that leash. Make sure I have my clicker ready. Good girl. All right. Winnie, what do I have? Good job. And then we'll just practice that following the food. Good job, babe. So brave. Good job. Winnie! Bup, 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 bup. Good job. Oh, I didn't mean to come down here yet with you. Okay, ready? Winnie, touch. Good. We want to also make sure that we could practice our different behaviors while she's on her gear. Touch. Okay. Winnie, sit. Good girl. What a good girl. And then again, when we're ready to get our gear off, I'll have some food ready. Good girl. Wow. And let her just step out of that. Good job, baby. Yeah. Okay, my love. All right, and then the final thing I want to work on with her is going to be her handling. So we're going to review everything that we worked on the last 2 weeks. So continue practicing that baby restraint, continue practicing lifting her tail, looking in her ears, her mouth, her eyes, her paws, all of those good things, right? And then we'll continue working with our grooming tools as well. So while she's focused on food, my hand's gonna come under that belly, give her some support, count in my head, I don't know, I would say 5-6 seconds. Yes, good girl. Mark and feed her for that. So we gotta think, why do we practice these skills? Yes, typically it's gonna be for when she goes to the vet and when she goes to the groomer. So really important to try to capture calm behavior. Yes, which she's doing. She's doing very well with that. She's nice and calm. She's not super wiggly. She's not avoiding going that way. She is very good right now. Looking in her ears. Yes, good job, baby. Yeah, let's look in this one. Yes. Good girl. You are so excited. I'm going to look in her mouth now. So this side, get that lip up and look in the back. Yes, good job. So really getting into her mouth this week. This side we can lift up. It's hard from this side. Yes, good girl. When you guys are practicing this at home, you certainly can have her facing you. She is a very calm girl where I can get in there, yes, and then get that food. Sometimes when you have the food right there involved and you're looking in her mouth specifically, she's more interested in that food, so it gets a little messy. But she did very well not having the food right in front of her face for her facial handling. Hey, Winnie! I know, you went back to where that cookie is. Actually, 2 cookies. Let's go. We're going to work for those. All right. And then our tools. So we're going to do the brush first. So brush flat side, warming her up. So flat side swipe. Good job. Then I'm going to go to my bristle side swipe. Good job, Lovey. I'm going to come up near her head for those swipes. Good job. And then her chest. Really good job, love. All right. For her, for the nail trimmer this week, up. I am going to hold her up in my arms. And then while I'm holding her, I want to try to find a toe. This is easier if I sit cross-legged. There you go, baby. So her butt is supported in my lap. I'm going to find the toe that I want to trim. Now she sees that food and she wants it. I know. Okay, let's do your other paw. You did good with this yesterday. So ideally when she's calm. So also she's getting a little bit of support off my thigh right now. I could hold her like this and then find the toe that I need to trim the nail, mark it, and then feed her. I also highly recommend, especially with her because of her wiggliness with that, that we have a helper. So have someone who's holding her and then the other person is trimming the nails. But same thing, we can continue practicing just the nail trimmers coming to the paw. Yes. Good girl. Yes. This paw. Yes. Yes. Good job, love. Yeah. And then the final thing I want to do is introduce our noisy piece of grooming equipment. So I have my clipper blades right now. I'm going to have maybe 4 or 5 pieces of food ready. Clipper blades are going to turn on behind my back. Once they're on, I'm going to toss some food. Good girl. After that last piece is eaten, these are going to turn off and come out for her to check out. Yeah, you good girl. And then after a few seconds, I'll turn them back on. This time I'm going to bring it out a little further to increase that sound. Good girl. And at no point am I making her come get close to these clippers. It's all at a distance. Good job, baby. And then again, she could check those out. I would do the same thing with a blow dryer. So having her get used to the sound of the blow dryer. Typically with that, I have the blow dryer at a distance, so it's far away. The blow dryer turns on, the airflow is facing away, and then someone else is prepared to drop food for her. After 3-4 pieces, we're going to turn the blow dryer off, give her a few seconds to decompress, and then repeat those steps. As she continues to get used to the sound, she doesn't seem nervous when it turns on. Then we can gradually increase how close the blow dryer gets. Just again, make sure that the airflow is facing away to start. And that's it for Winnie's week 3 recap.